Okay, you guys, we're on to part 2 or 3, something like that. If my camera gets too full, it will just cut off. So I really need to like make a practice of clearing out my darn camera. I need to stop just like getting on to the next video. I need to clear out what I've done before I go on to the next video, or my phone can't handle it. It gets bogged down and then it just turns off. So anyway, I kind of looked in my videos and saw where I was at, and what you guys didn't see. I think I showed you guys, I put in the cheeks, the lips, I did this. I started doing some stuff with eyeshadow, which I don't think you guys saw. So anyway, we'll just continue on. Sorry about that. I just really need to be more diligent about, I need to be way more diligent about getting, clearing my phone out. One thing I was talking about, and I didn't say it in my last, and it was cutting off. The reason that I put deer antler and roses in my work, and I started thinking about what I do when I sit down. Like I said before, I think I said before, I collect all these things all the time. I'm always collecting things. So when I get ready to draw a piece, I put around a bunch of things that I want in my piece, and I started thinking, why am I choosing these pieces? And the reason I choose deer antlers, this is what deer antler mean to me. They mean they're one with nature, which is why I decided to call this piece One with Nature. They're beautiful, they're wild, they're free, they're strong. And these are all things that I want for myself. They're strong, but they're graceful. That's beautiful. Like a ballerina, they're such strong creatures. But then they're so graceful and beautiful at the same time, which is probably why we all like to watch a ballerina, someone who does ballet, see a ballerina. At least some people do. Anyway, I do. I'm just softening edges here. I do want to pull that back just a little bit right there if I can. Here's me trying to control. If I can, a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Back, let's just add a little bit more purple there. If we're going to, it's going to be there. Let's just add it there. Put a little bit more. Just a second, just playing around here for a second. All right, we'll see how that all dries. Okay. Anyway, the deer are very graceful. They're very shy. They're very family-oriented. They're very mothering. Very protective. Especially over their deer or their little baby deer. They're very innocent. And then the wild roses, which are the roses like this big rose here. I like wild roses for when they're wild. I think they're beautiful. They're free. Again, they're one with nature. They're not hurting nature. They're not creating toxins. They're not mean. They're just one with nature. They're very protective. And then I think they represent love, especially the pink ones. Purity, to me, that's what the white ones represent. Happiness, the yellow ones. Beauty, I think all of them represent that. And the red ones definitely represent passion. So I think, and those are all the things we want for ourselves, right? So I think that's why, I know that's why I chose these things that I have chosen to be in this drawing or painting. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys, and wanted to let you guys know because I've just been discovering like why I'm choosing and doing the things I'm doing. I was thinking, there has to be some deeper meaning behind this. So what am I doing? And as I keep discovering what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I will share it with you guys. Okay, so let's get on to, I need to put a little bit of eyeshadow there. Let me see what color I want to put there. I think I will put some fairy tale. And these are all Jane Davenport colors. I just love her colors, especially this Brights palette. I love the Bright palette for all the makeup and the shadows and the eye colors. I think it's so pretty. With all this purple, you guys know me, I love green eyes. I put green eyes in all of my dolls, or I do one green eye, one purple eye. But I'm going to put this green called Jiminy. I call it Jiminy Cricket. This is where the girl really starts coming alive, I feel. Okay. Okay. Just blending that out a little bit right there. And make sure we're still on. Yes, we are. Cool. Okay, so let's dry. Oh, one other thing. Right here where the little thing is, where the little dention, I'm putting putting a little purple there just to do that. Okay. Just adding a little bit more purple into here. Just because I feel like it needs more purple there. And I wanted to see a little bit more blending with that blue. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna blow dry things. Just 1 second, just gonna deepen this eyeshadow over here with this color. All right, let's dry this. Are dry now. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take one of my pens here, and this pen is called Sakura, I think. And I want to come in here and define her eyes more. There we go. And really define these and really define the bottom. When you kind of go over your lines again, not kind of, it really defines the eyes, because you're painting over everything and you start losing some of the blackness of what you're doing. And this is a printout of my work, so it's not going to be as black as I want it. So let me turn this for a second. Okay. Hopefully you guys are still seeing it while I turn this. Yeah, you guys are still seeing it. Because I actually want to work with this turned. I'm telling you guys, it's not always easy to do art and to talk. But I'm learning. Okay, so I'm redefining the eyeball, going around. I'm redefining the black, the actual eyeball. Getting that a lot blacker. Because the eyes are definitely, in my opinion, this is the soul of the piece. If you can get the eyes the way, and I'm not saying the right way, the way you want them, that really is going to help you really get across your message or really like your piece. Or so that's my opinion on that. Okay, perfect. And then, you know, we're just going to touch up some of these eyelashes a little bit. Just retouch up the long ones. And then the little ones a little bit. The eyelashes are already there, but we're just going to freshen them up a little bit. I mean, look what that does for the piece by putting some eyeballs in, by putting putting the eye color in and then redefining the eyes again. I think this is like a huge important part to do in your work, in my opinion. And you know what else I want to do? I want to make this part a little bit thicker up here. And I think when you do work like this with like a black pen, it's so final. So it really helps you become braver, and you have to live with whatever the hell you do, because you just did it with a black pen. So I think doing stuff like that makes you braver with other aspects of your life, because you just made that choice and you can't go back on that when you use that. Okay, so loving the eyes, but we need to shade her eyes. So to shade, we're going to use, or we need to put some color in our eyes. So I'm going to use this chartreuse color. Let me move this out of the way. We're going to use this, one of my favorite, grass green. I think that I already have it pulled. And also, what is this color? Dark green. And let me sharpen one of these. Other thing, let me make sure that you guys are still there. Thank God. Okay, so I like to start right in the corner with a deep green, like this dark green, right in the corners. So you're not using very much of it. It's just to get a lot of depth in the eye. Then I like to go in with Kelly green. And you guys, I don't know why I love green eyes, but do you guys notice I put green eyes in almost every painting? And if I don't do green, I do one purple eye and one green eye. I am obsessed with green eyes, because if I could have any eye color, it would be green eyes. I just think people with green eyes, they're so mystical and magical. I love blue eyes, but my favorite are green. Okay, so that already looks cool, but we need to blend them out a little bit. So I'm going to take my blender and blend everything together. You guys, I just bought this blender, and I bought it at Michael's, and I was buying this other brand. Anyway, this is Artist Loft is like their cheapest brand of like products, I guess there. But they did come out with some pencils, and they're selling them next to the Prismacolor pencils. So I wonder if they're like Blix, you know, kind of pencils, because Blix has their own brand. So, I mean, they actually have a slot, and it's right next to it. It's an open slot right next to the Prismacolors, how they sell those in open, how you pick them out. So I saw the blender there, so I'm like, oh, I hope this blender works well. This blender was only $1.29, you guys. So I bought, I think there was 2 or 3 there, so I picked up, there was 3. So I picked up all 3. At $1.29 for a blender pencil. Yes, please. And you guys know I'm a blending queen. Like, I love my blender. Now, I always come in a little bit too close because it all blends out. So I'm going to use my eraser, if I can find it. Here we go. Right here in the middle. Okay. I'm going to come in a tad bit closer because I'm about to do some really fine work up on these eyes. Okay, and then I like to take this color here, the chartreuse, and really blend everything together and get a lot of chartreuse on the bottom going because it's so pretty. One second, guys. Let's see if I have some. Okay. So next, let me put these over here. That looks really pretty. Let's do the catch lights in the eyes. I like to use my liner brush. Let me put my watercolors away for right now. So I like to use a liner brush and some white acrylic paint. And I keep this tray by me, and I keep all of my favorite art supplies right next to me. So at least I only have to search this one little tray for all my stuff that I love. And it really helps. But then it doesn't help you using like other stuff. So sometimes take out that stuff and put new stuff in your tray. So that you start using, so you know, keep using different things in your arsenal that you have that you're not using. Okay. So you keep, you know, making a practice of using your stuff. So you don't just have stuff piling up for no reason. Okay. Make sure you guys are seeing this. Okay, so I'm going to put some catch lights in here. Oh, actually, I don't want to put these catch lights in. I want to do these other catch lights. I just started doing these, including these in my work, and I love it. You can use this brush to do it. I'm actually going to use this paintbrush by Dilutions. It's a real fine, I mean fine point. I'm dipping it in my white paint, and that's what I'm going to use to make these dots in her eye. Because what happened was the paint, the pen clogged up, and I mean clogged up. So now I'm using it to make little dots as a tool. Cool, huh? So I just dip this pen into the white paint and use it as a little dotting tool. So I'm making a catch light right here, but then I'm bringing the catch light all the way down like this onto her cheeks. Isn't that pretty, you guys? I saw Zucchini Kitty do that in one of her artworks, and I'm like, obsessed. I love that. So I started doing it in my work. But if you see people do things, give them credit, like I just did. Like, tell people where you got the idea from. So I just want to put a few more little specks on that side. Also, I'm just going to barely touch, and I'm going to put some of these, we'll call them little stars, around her eye. Still using that same tool. And it's not really a tool, it's a tool I created out of necessity because all of a sudden this thing was clogged. And I don't know how I just started doing this with a clogged tool, but I thought of it. I mean, it would actually be better if the paint just came out. But it's not going to, so. Or maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm not sure, but. Pretty. Yeah, I think that looks gorgeous. I love all the little white dots around. Okay, so I'm done with that. And then I'm going to use this to create more catch lights in the eyes. Okay, hopefully I'm still recording. All right, so I'm going to do this to put the catch lights in the eyes. And I'm using my little liner brush. Okay, so there's a few more catch lights. Now we're going to go to the lips. Okay, now we're going to go to the lips, and I'm going to use a deep purple, which I love. Let me look for it. Oh, that isn't it. Here it is, violet.